Today, we're going to be talking about the Share Coke South Africa campaign. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Coca Cola and their purpose. Coca Cola was created in downtown Atlanta by Dr. John Pemberton. His original vision was to refresh the world not only physically but spiritually. Today, they keep up with this vision and this original purpose of refreshing communities as a whole. They own over 500 beverage brands and are one of the biggest non alcoholic beverages in the world. Coca Cola's purpose again is to refresh the world and make a difference. James Quincy, Coca Cola's chairman and CEO, holds this value to every single brand that he owns. And the company's vision is to produce products that people will love and serve as a positive change. In 2014, the Coca Cola Company and SAB Miller PLC formed an agreement with the Gucci Family Investments (GFI) to merge their bottling operation businesses in East and South Africa, making it making the continent one of the eighth largest bottling partners worldwide. Today, they serve 13 countries, and the continent has over 30 bottling plants and employs more than 14,000 individuals. South Africa's population is roughly 58.56 million people as of 2019. Coca-Cola works with two bottling partners in South Africa, which is Coca-Cola Beverages South Africa and Coca-Cola Peninsula Beverages. In 1928, the company opened its first beverage manufacturing plant in South Africa, which was the first plant in the continent. As of January 1st, 2021, Philippine Mitiki was appointed Coca Cola Africa's vice president for its South Africa franchise. Her goal is to keep up with Africa's values and with the company's business strategy in South Africa. And now I'm going to pass it on to Kiana, who's going to talk about the host country environment.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kiana, and as Jalen mentioned, today I'll be talking about the host country, South Africa's environment. So, South Africa's government type is a parliamentary republic. It is currently considered a developing country despite their abundance of goods and natural resources. South Africa has made major strides in the field of industry and manufacturing. Their current political environment includes high levels of corruption in government and huge negative public opinion on police brutality as of August of 2020. According to the Freedom House Democracy Index, they scored a total of 79, meaning they are considered a free nation. Regarding their corruption perception index, they were rated 2 out of 4 on the Freedom House website. Their economic environment, according to Freedom House, is South Africa's deteriorating economic position has triggered some politicians to consider limiting the involvement of foreigners in some business sectors. Level of economic development, as I mentioned previously, they are currently considered a developing country, and according to their economic freedom score, they have a point value of 59.7. Their media system is considered libertarian, meaning that their media system is constitutionally protected, and most of their media systems have the ability to really just express the truth. And yeah, their Freedom House Freedom of the Press Index scored a total of 3 out of 4. Their technological developments. Their media penetration currently is mostly dependent on radio, being that it is the biggest broadcast medium in the country. They are considered the world leader in FM radio technology since the 1960s. Their internet penetration currently stands at 52.8% of the South African population, and most of the population access the internet via mobile devices. This is according to Statista statistics. So, a little bit about Hofstede's insights on their website is that South Africa is considered a high power distance nation, an individualist nation. They are a masculine nation. They scored a low uncertainty avoidance. They have a high indulgence rate, and they are considered normative on their long term orientation. So, next up, I'll go ahead and pass it on for my group member to explain the SWOT analysis for South Africa.
Thank you, Kiana. So the SWOT analysis for South Africa, the Share a Coke campaign, their strengths is their brand awareness, customer loyalty, brand value, which is in at over $84 billion, global presence, dominant market share in the beverage industry, which again, they are the largest non-alcoholic beverage company in the world, their variety of products, and their marketing strategy. Their weaknesses would be competition from other brands like Pepsi, Red Bull, and Dr. Pepper, their dependency on bottling plants all around the world, and their product recalls. Their opportunities are sustainability, development of new formulas, and some expansions to other locations. And the threats would be nutrition risks, environmental risks, and water management. Now I'm going to pass it on to Rachel, who's going to be talking about the primary publics and audiences.
Thank you. So yes, I will be talking about the primary publics and audiences of this specific Share a Coke campaign. So the primary audience for this campaign was the people of South Africa. The campaign was introduced in an attempt to help them learn how to pronounce each other's names. Even 25 years after the apartheid was dismantled, Africa still recognizes 11 official languages. South Africans themselves even have a hard time pronouncing their fellow South African names. The campaign went even further when it opened up conversations about the identity of South Africa, conversations that had previously been ignored. It helped South Africans understand each other, and it eventually helped other countries understand them as well. The radio played a big part in the campaign, as in South Africa, the radio told stories about name mispronunciations while highlighting the interesting differences in the many languages. The national radio stations changed their names and jingles for the day to the most difficult names in South Africa. Now to discuss the overview of the campaign, Coca-Cola began its Share a Coke campaign to increase participation in their media-based campaign and connect with their consumers down to an individual level. They began printing names on their cans in hopes that people would eventually find their name and post about it, which in turn is free promotion for them. In South Africa specifically, they introduced a phonetic can where they were able to connect their consumers' names by overcoming language barriers between all African countries. Their vending machine campaign started on November 20th, 2014, and it ended in February of 2014. And according to the Wall Street Journal, the overall Share a Coke campaign budget was $3.3 billion, but due to its success, its global advertising budget was increased by $1 billion over the next 3 years. The campaign's tagline is Share a Coke and use the hashtag #ShareACoke for the audience to share their experiences on social media. Their key message is to bring individuals together and enjoy a refreshment. The campaign's goal was to connect with its audience by creating personalized products while also overcoming language barriers. Coca-Cola South Africa used its social media platforms and vending machine locations to promote the campaign, and they received positive feedback in media outlets as well. I will now pass it on to my group member to discuss the media.
So Coca-Cola South Africa launched its Share a Coke campaign with the emotional YouTube video showcasing a young love story and small gestures by sharing a Coke. This video raked in over 300,000 views on Coca-Cola South Africa's YouTube channel. The Share Coke South Africa campaign was able to keep the host country's values upheld by promoting it in the country's environment. Like the video shown, they incorporated the country's school system into their promotional video. The use of personal names is another way that the campaign was able to reach their South African audience. The campaign was able to capture the enjoyment of communities in South Africa and bring the country together by paying homage to the traditional African names and celebrating the culture. The implementation, the Share Coke vending machines was able to print 600 of the country's most popular names on the Coca-Cola can. Those names that weren't already embedded into the machine, individuals were able to go onto the Coca-Cola South Africa's Facebook page or website, and they could virtually create a personalized name as well. This is Coca-Cola South Africa's website. They feature history behind the company, how they started, information behind each bottling plant, which they have 2 of, and links to all their news and press about the company and more. These are Coca-Cola South Africa's main social media outlets. They utilize their Instagram and Twitter the most. Their Instagram features photos of the Share Coke campaign and has over 30,000 followers. Their Twitter also has over 60,000 followers. In the end, the Coca-Cola South Africa was successful in meeting its objectives of creating a product that communities can bond over, personal refreshments. What made the campaign so successful was the emotional attributes to the product and the special bond that could be made over small gestures. Again, the company used the hashtag #ShareACokeZA to promote the personalized cans and campaigns. Next, we're going to move on to the conclusion.
So in conclusion, the Share Coke campaign was looked at as a way to bring the South African community together. Its goal was to break barriers and talk about things that had been previously swept under the rug. At the end of it all, it was successful in doing so, and it paved the way for more conversations and opportunities to deepen the relationship between people. Knowing how to pronounce someone's name might seem like a little detail that can be looked over, but it can go much deeper than that. A big takeaway from this is that you really don't know someone until you know how to pronounce their name. We will now talk about the multiple choice questions that we have.
So our multiple choice questions are, what is Coca-Cola's purpose and why? How many countries does Coca-Cola Beverages Africa serve today? What type of government does the host country have? According to Hofstede's Dimensions, is South Africa a more masculine or feminine culture? And what made the Share a Coke campaign so special? We hope that you all were able to take away so much about just the brand overall and how it was implemented in this host country. And good luck on your quiz.